Hello, hello, and welcome to Purposeful Woman podcast. And today we have Nellie Davis. Nellie has brought her beauty career from coast to coast, working as a guest artist in San Francisco and continuing education as an 11 brand ambassador in Australia. Her achievements include several industry awards, speaking at TEDxReno and emerging trends, offering wellness integrated beauty services. Nellie is currently earning a social work degree and studying the path of high priestess traditional healer with her indigenous elders. Hi and welcome, Nellie.
How are you?
Amazing. I felt like I mispronounced that previous word, but if you want to correct me.
Indigenous.
Indigenous. I don't
It's
even
just the
know.
accent. It's just the
Mm,
accent.
great. I don't even know how to translate. Some words are just new to me, and that's why I love interviewing people because I just learn words and even, reading their bios and introducing them. So awesome.
Yes.
Well, my always first question is tell us your story. Tell us how did you get here? How did you get where you are right now?
Yes. So I started from a tiny one-person studio. And then started from there having, people within the community ask if I was hiring, and hiring went from, another person to opening my own studio, which was 10 years ago. And I kind of started to get to the point in my career where I think I had gotten to where most stylists want to get to, and I looked at it as, well, what's next? And so I started pursuing other interests around, holistic healing, around energy work, and, herbalism. And I wasn't quite ready to leave. So I thought, how can I integrate the two? How can I create this bridge into something that I truly love doing? I love my craft, but be able to go a little bit deeper with my clients. So I started studying, doing traditional healing work with my elders, and now have gotten to the point where I'm only offering hair rituals and then taking on leadership within the salon.
That is super cool. And we've chatted a little bit before starting recording. I was just like, what is it hair ritual? It's like, this sounds so amazing. And if you haven't happened to listen to this podcast, you can also go to YouTube and watch it. You will see she has such a beautiful, gorgeous hair, a long and like healthy hair. Who doesn't want a long and healthy hair?
Yes. Well, I think it was starting to get to where, we realized that when people go to the hairstylist, there's a relationship there that is unlike many of our relationships. Is there's like an unspoken like secrecy almost, where it's like you tell them things, you feel comfortable, you feel safe, and then you leave feeling your best. But it's only like if we can give you a haircut, but you don't really feel good about yourself, or something's happening where you have like some kind of stagnant energy that's coming through, the haircut will only go so far. And, we were having these really deep relationships with our clients and wanting to go even further. So, we started really, having deeper conversations with them of like what was really going on for them energetically. And so I had gotten my master Reiki certification. But then when I started doing traditional healing, I kind of dove deeper into that universal healing and being able to offer that. And that has just been monumental in, seeing like, not only do clients have a good hairstyle, but they're leaving and they're like glowing. They're like beauty from the inside out, which is just, that's, true beauty in itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I would love to know, as you are successful, business owners, to learn was your not the number one mistake, but what was you wish you could have done differently combine everything that you know right now.
I think going back really in retrospect, the thing that I would have done differently a lot sooner is really holding on to my boundaries. I think I started as a really young business owner. I opened in my early 20s, and I really have a deep shadow of like people pleasing. And so I always was like pushing beyond my boundaries to whether it was my clients, whether it was my employees, of just, like being the yes woman. And it wasn't until later on in my career that I realized like that was only in detriment to myself and everyone around me, because then it was like, if I didn't know who I was and what I stood for, then how was I supposed to create a brand that represented that? And so, for me, just within the last 3 years, I shifted business models into being commission based to where, and it's like a fine line in the beauty industry where either you have independent stations or you have commission. And as an independent owner, there's really not much you can say to dictate your culture as far as what people wear, what they charge, what hours they work. And it's pretty flexible. So, going over to a commission base and being able to create that structure that I always really craved, I felt personally really allowed for the full creative spectrum to come through, because people could come and they knew what to expect, and I always felt like, as such a free spirit, like I never wanted systems. I never wanted any of that, but creating those have been life-changing. And I wish that I would have done that so much sooner, because it really has laid the foundation down to be able to flourish creatively and still know, we all have that mutual understanding of what to expect in that sacred space.
That's beautiful. Boundaries, I feel, for women like us, we all always want to, say yes to everything and be nice,
Yes.
be this nice, good girl. Yeah, boundaries is important. So what will be your number one advice, as you are doing so much work with the hair and inside, beauty, inside and outside beauty, will be your number one advice to anyone who wants to level up their beauty inside and out?
For me, I think it's really, sticking to a really consistent morning ritual. And I do all my morning rituals. I really set my intention. I do body work and breath work to really kind of ground and connect in. And that helps me, because then it's throughout whatever happens through the day. I think as humans, we really have a complicated relationship with change. And, when we kind of start to go in and we flow into the embodiment of what the seasons and the lunar cycles are telling us, every single day when the sun rises, we have an opportunity to choose life. And I just think that that's so beautiful, because we can witness change that's happening all around us. And when we can flow into that is really when we become in our truest essence. So having that grounding practice every day, first thing in the morning, for me personally, has really helped shift my perspective of change. And, it makes me more excited to see the seasonal transitions. It makes me really excited to like feel within myself what's happening, of like, oh, well, this is in relation to what's going on because there's a full moon or there's a new moon, and this is affecting my, my archetype, or this is affecting my, my sign. Just, I think having that deeper self-awareness, like of knowing ourselves beyond who we think we are, and having that be like our guidepost, really.
Love it. All right. And the last question that I always ask everybody on this podcast is filling the blank. If you really knew me, you will know that I am blank.
If you really knew me, you would know that I am at my best in nature.
No, beautiful. I would love to know how our audience can find you and get in touch with you and learn more from you.
Yes, so you can find me through my website at sageinthemoon.com, or you can also find me on Instagram at sageinthemoon.
Beautiful. And we will link all, what do you have today for us? I know as a gift, you have a beautiful gift.
Yes, so I have a complimentary discovery call, which I offer to new clients for coaching. If anyone is even really just a quick chat, if you want to say hello, if you're navigating through some, some kind of challenge, or you just need help with, having a soundboard to have a breakthrough, then that's kind of what that is for. And we can chat more about how to, fit that to your needs.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. We will, and if you're watching or listening to this episode, we will definitely link everything in the show notes. So definitely look and go grab it, whatever you watching or listening. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming over, and thank you so much for listening. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Thank you.
And if you love this episode and you would love to see more of that, click the subscribe button to Purposeful Woman Podcast. And don't forget to text us to stay in tune with the Purposeful community for awesome tricks by texting to number +1 401 399 4105. And we will link descriptions in the episode to all of that we mentioned today. Bye. Turn your one day to day one with a purposeful day.